Have you ever had something happen to you that at the time you thought was probably one of the worst things that could ever happen, but it ends up being like the path to your future? That happened to me. I'm Tina Cicela. I am here to tell my story a little bit because I have a lot of new followers, and I don't think that you probably know why I do what I do. And I think it plays a key role in understanding the content I put out so that maybe it can help you along the way. So in 2012, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. It's a chronic autoimmune pain, inflammation, lots of yucky symptoms kind of thing. And when I was diagnosed, the doctors gave me a stack of prescriptions and said, you're going to be on these for the rest of your life. And you guys, I don't want to be on prescriptions. I am one of 3 kids from my parents. I'm the middle child, and my siblings both have struggled with addiction. Whether it was prescribed as a medical need, that turned into an addiction or dependency, or mixing it with alcohol. It's been a terrible, terrible situation. In fact, my brother was killed almost 11 years ago over some money in a heroin community. And his all started because he had a car wreck and got addicted to Loratab. So when I saw those medications, I said, no, not for me. No, thank you. I'm not going to take those medications. I know that based on my family genetics, I could be an addict, and I don't want that. So I just hit my knees in prayer and really started Googling things that were causing inflammation. And along the way, I discovered it was mostly the food. Wheat, sugar, processed food. I started learning how to read labels. I learned what a GMO is. I learned why people are buying organic foods. And fast forward to today, I have a whole new career because of it. I used to do nails, and I was a salon owner for almost 30 years. And believe it or not, some of those chemicals and just the fast pace of being an owner of a business had created some of the dis-ease in my body. So along the way, I have become certified. I'm a board certified holistic health practitioner, and that helps me to work with clients. And I believe our body was created to heal itself. We just have to give it the right environment. And unfortunately, so much of our food is chemicals, and our water is poisoned, it seems. The air is poisoned. We slather on chemicals all day long just in the name of smelling good, and that's dangerous. And so all of these things bioaccumulate in the body, and it creates this environment that the body cannot heal in. And so over time, your body gets to the point where one day you go, you know what, I don't remember a day I felt good. And you go to the doctor, and then they run some tests, and then they tell you these scary things, and they give you prescriptions. And so what I've come to realize is that if we can just work through peeling back the layers of some of this toxic environment that we're in, then the body can recover from many, many things. Now, I know some things are genetic and you just have to kind of deal with them, but you can also navigate through some of those things in a natural way. And so today I am loving making anything in the kitchen, especially with sourdough. I went 10 years without bread because I thought gluten wasn't my enemy. And so I didn't eat it. And when I did eat it, I felt the pain and inflammation again. By the way, I'm almost 56 years old, and I am on 0 medication. I do not have fibromyalgia anymore, and I manage my body through natural remedies, and it's a wonderful life. I believe that my body is being able to take care of my body is an investment, and I think that we're all going to pay one way or the other. You can invest in your health now with good food and good water and good sleep and all of the things that are foundational in your health, or you can be slowly poisoning your body with all the other choices that's thrown at us every day in the standard American diet, in all of the commercialism that is happening all around us. And so I wanted to just tell that story a little bit, because as I'm making bread, there's a reason why I'm using organic flour. There's a reason why I'm using sea salt and purified water. And while I know sourdough is a huge craze, and there are so many people making some amazing content, and I've learned so much from so many, there's a reason why we want to choose our better ingredients. And you know, like I teach this in my sourdough classes. I went to one of the big box retailers and I saw a brand of bread on the shelf, and the bag of the bread said no trans fats, no this, no that. And so you would think that it's sourdough and it's healthy because it says sourdough, and it's $1.96 a loaf. And I picked it up and I turned it around, and the label list on the back side of the package gives the true information. And when I look up in one of my favorite books, it's called The Consumer's Guide to Food Additives by Dr. Ruth Winter. You can see that some of these ingredients cause cancer, cause tumors, are fatal to rats in large doses, all kinds of things. You learn that this is a synthetic form. All the enrichment that is in the flour, it's not good for you. And so gluten has gotten a bad rap for all of this, but what if it's all those other additives and synthetics that your body truly doesn't know what to do with? And so while you kind of go through my content, you might see me talking about essential oils, talking about supplements. Those are some of my favorite things. And I have been with Young Living for 11 years next month. And so I will post a lot of information about that. The last several months, it's been all about being in the kitchen and learning to read your labels and learning to make what you love, but make it with better ingredients. And with sourdough, you have the opportunity to do that because of the longer fermentation times. And so when you are feeding your starter, and when you are taking your starter and putting it into a loaf of bread or whatever it is you're making with your sourdough starter, you have that dough mixed up. And when you get past the stretches and the folds and the shaping, and it goes into, say, the refrigerator, or it's bulk fermenting or bulk proofing on your counter, then that is when some of the best work is happening in the bread itself. The lactobacillus, the microbes that make the starter alive, are eating through those hard to digest gluten strands. It's eating through the FODMAPs, which is an acronym for all the hard indigestible carbohydrates that are in most grains. And those are the ones that are being blamed for things like IBS and IBS-D and Crohn's disease and spastic colon and all these things that people are dealing with in their digestive tract. If we take those things out and we replace it with sourdough, and we're using sourdough that's had a longer fermentation time, I'm talking about at least 24 hours, all the way up to about 72 hours, then your gut is going to be able to digest that even better. It's so exciting when I'm talking to my students and my clients, and they're reporting back to me like, we're losing weight, we're having great bowel movements, we're having all this digestive stuff clearing up, and our skin is clearing up, and we're feeling better, and we have more energy. It just energizes me, and I just want to share that, because as you look around and you see information about sourdough, consider, what are your ingredients? Where are you getting them? How long are you fermenting your dough? How are you taking care of your starter? All of those things matter. Are you adding in some of these, what I call naughty ingredients? Some are good, some are not, but hey, let's have fun. I believe in living this way about 80% of the time, and then 20% of the time, just live your life, right? So welcome to my page. I hope you enjoy the content here. Give me a like, give me a follow, and comment. Let me know what kind of content you would like to see. If I haven't done it already, I will be sure and put it on the list of things to create for all of you. So welcome. Hope you like it. Bye-bye.